Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the conversation series. Because creators are businesses.
What we do is not simple.
Give, the fans everything that they deserve.
Being creative
is like doing a 5,000 piece puzzle.
Is something that you can learn and do over and over again.
Always be as authentic as I can be.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the conversation series. I am so excited today to have a dynamic duo in front of me, Gigi Stephenson, Anna Young, co-founders of No Show Hero. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. It comes with a dynamic.
Yeah, with a dynamic duo. They're going to say everything at the same time today. I want to get in and jump right into No Show Hero. And really, you both describe No Show Hero as something that was born out of your own real life frustrations, which I think we can all, in some sort of manner, as a business owner, have those frustrations, especially as a service provider. What was that aha moment where you realize, this could be more than a clever idea? This could be something that could really help a lot of people.
Yeah. So I've told the story so many times, and it's kind of a silly story, but it's true. It's what happened.
Yeah.
And I have a friend, Kendall, shout out to West Domestic, who owns a cleaning company. And she is so used to me calling her last minute to be like, can you get me in? Do you have anything tomorrow? I'm just that person. And so it was actually, almost 2 years ago now. It was Super Bowl Sunday, and Kendall had reached out to me about a cleaning and like, hey, I have an opening. I know how you are. And anyway, so of course I snagged it. And then I literally don't know what it was. It was just this, like you said, it was kind of just a moment where I was like, this is a thing. Like, she's not the only business, like this is a thing and I'm a thing. Like there are people like me, there are businesses like hers. And Anna and I have known each other for quite some time. I guess about 10 years. And she's always run her own businesses and I've run mine. And we have always said that we want to work together.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something that we're like, one day we're going to work together on something. And she was just who I needed to call next, after that. And so that's what happened. I called her. I think I was even still sitting in the car, or I don't know. And I just said, hey, this just happened and blah, 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 and bear with me. But do you think this could be a thing?
Yeah.
Could we do something with this?
Yeah.
And Anna says what she always says to me when I have an idea. Oh my God, I love it. She's just that friend that it could really not be a good idea. And she's going to tell you that she loves it. And then, talk through it with you. But, and so again, I was I had just gotten to a party. So I was like, let's pick this up, let's talk about this later. So that's how it happened.
Love it. And then it's truly helped a lot of people. You started on Facebook too, which is kind of the perfect platform too. As a social media manager, I'm sitting here, I'm saying where you're going to find the most amount of people in this area and this audience, Facebook is the perfect place to start. What did that early growth of that wildfire group on Facebook kind of teach you guys about the problem you were solving? People's need for connection, people's finding different places that they were like, oh yeah, I can fill this spot.
Sure. I mean, I think, and I'm going to give a little context. I think that there's that question, and then there's what is truly what's behind it all for us, which is truly is what you mentioned. Our value is community. Our value is supporting businesses locally. There was a combination of things. So part of the success is we knew what we were coming in with from that standpoint, from a value standpoint. The reason I wanted to say that about community, and, we stepped into this with the benefit of a very large network to kind of kick this thing off, and the knowledge of what it took to build that network, because that's Gigi's background. But I think what we learned is that kind of what we know, it's almost had its baked in social proof. If people came into the group with our subscribing service providers being those who could post or answer, hey, I have an in search of, I'm looking for a haircut. The social proof that was just the trust is there. if they're subscribers in our group and then they start like learning about what our values are, we're really like make sure that everybody understands this is a safe, inclusive environment. Yeah, I think that was a big part of it. I mean, and I think the vision in and of itself and the intent that we came with. But from the standpoint of the appointment seekers and the service providers, the need was there. Like it spoke for itself. It's almost like we didn't even have to do the work.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I mean, in short, like we just knew it would work.
Yeah.
We knew that it would work when I've always described these things like a snowball effect, you know, like you just like get it started and it's, you know, the inertia is gonna happen. There's like a nurturing period, of course, but we did, like she said, we had the advantage of we're North Carolina natives. We have community built already.
We value community.
Yes, we value community. Anna is very woven into the startup community, the small business community. Like that is like her jam. And I've, you know, built social groups before. And so, like in a nutshell, I mean, we just knew that we could do it that way. And I don't think that we're like, rah rah yay Facebook, but you said it best, that is our demographic. We know how it works, this is where they are, and we just knew it would work that way.
We were like,
even if it wasn't the grand result, you know.
Absolutely.
I also think that we came in with a little bit of like, we did the customer discovery, we did the customer discovery with the service providers before we ever came in. We were really had a really successful like response to our customer discovery. We knew the service providers needed this and wanted it and were willing to pay for it. They just had to trust us to get in there. So once they were in there, again, it's like, it was very thoughtful and intentional. And that intent, I think our intent, our strategy, all of that, came from both sides.
Yeah. And while I said it in the beginning, I was very serious. If you two, I mean, this is like the perfect project with your backgrounds for the two of you to be working on. Dynamic duo outside of, you know, your backgrounds, but just personality wise, like how have the two of you really worked together? Has it been, oh God, they're laughing already.
We were already talking about this on the way here, but go ahead. Sorry.
Is it, you know, have you had moments of clash? Have you had moments where, you know, what do the disagreements look like? What do the agreements look like? Things like those. How do you two work together?
I'm always right. And so it's easy to just...
There's always one in the duo, and I am with you. I am the person who is always right. No, I'm kidding.
We really were talking about this on the way over here because we have an interesting whole life situation. And to be honest, we live together. We're housemates.
Okay.
And we have combined families, like 2 full families over here. And by full, you know, our versions of family. And so we did this after we started No Show Hero. Okay. So we don't just work together, we live together and we're friends. Like we've been friends for a long time. And I think that I would say, honestly, like this experience, I've been single most of my life. Yeah, I've had a relationship here or there, but I really would attribute, like, I've never been married.
Yeah.
I think it would be the closest thing to being married, or it's the closest thing to like a long-term relationship I've been in, because we have had friction.
Yeah.
We do have to put it on the table or this won't work. We have been tested. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Boy, have we been tested. And I think our honesty, I think the communication is key, guys. Communication is definitely key.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And respect. Honestly, like I have so much fucking respect for Gigi that I think that's why I communicate. It's like, even though I have, you know, my own things and I might be private about these things and then these, whatever. But at the end of the day, I respect Gigi too much. I respect myself enough, but like that respect propels me to compels me to want to communicate. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, mostly same. Yeah. We, this is one of, I mean, I want to say it's a sacrifice, but it definitely doesn't feel like a sacrifice. You know, it was one of the things that, we had talked about for a while was like, hey, you know, like, should we just all move in together? You know, my place was big enough. And It's not a polyamorous situation or anything. Which, you know, shout out to those who do it.
Yeah.
Go you. But no, you know, for us, it's me and, you know, my boyfriend Ricky and my teenager and my baby. I have a little toddler, and she has 2 boys, and we have the space, you know, so it made sense. And then honestly, just the consideration of financially what it takes to have a startup, own a uterus, you know, like just being a woman in this, you know, space. So yeah, what we were talking about was like the dynamic is so interesting for us because it's hard enough when you do business with someone and they're your friend, right? It's hard. It's not impossible, but it can be hard because it's like, okay, we got to identify where the line is, right? This is the friend area. This is the business area. I'm sure we've all experienced that to some level. And then if you factor in the fact that you actually live together too, which that in and of itself is a difficult thing, right? So it's funny, we were like living together is the easiest thing
we
that
were
we
just
have.
talking about that. I'm like,
Love it.
the gift here is that we live together.
Yeah.
There's so many gifts in that we live together. That there's a gift in it that I think that's been given to us as a gift to be the easy part.
Yeah.
But
it is a gift. And it's, I mean, obviously she's going to, you know, move on to her own space and, you know, soon or, you know, sometime soon, but it's, that's going to suck, you know, because like it comes down to exactly what she says. Like, I think it's respect. And I think it's just knowing them well enough to know like where their strengths lie and where, you know, you just have a seat, you know, like I kind of know, and I defer to her. She'll ask me questions because I'm her business partner and it's what you do, right? Like, what do you think about this? And I'm just like, literally whatever you think, you know, because it's like, this is your jam. This is what you're good at. I am going to be comfortable with whatever you decide, you know? And there's been times where it's just like, well, I don't think we should do it this way. And she's like, well, I think we should. And I'm like, all right, well, we're going to have to take a beat on that one, you know? And it's like, it would be impossible to be perfect, you know, like it's going to happen. With this is not my first business partnership either. You're just going to have moments where you're like, I wouldn't have done it that way. Or I don't want to do it that way.
Or for example, like I have a design background, graphic design background, and our first logo, for example, is our probably first fun example of like, but of this, but where Gigi's like, this is what I actually was going to say is also has worked really well for us. We have been I think it's complementary with us. I think it's the part that creates the friction too sometimes. And the friction is very far and few and far between. I would say it's not often, but I'm very much here's the strategy, here's the plan. Let's make a plan. Let's do the thing. And Gigi's like, let's execute. And I'm like, I wouldn't be executing without Gigi. That is fact. My execution would be 3 years longer than hers, you know? So, but like when we were creating our first logo,
oh God,
and
well,
Gigi's like,
we didn't create it,
but Gigi's like, we just need something. And we're over on like stock photography sites looking, and you know, this is my background, so I'm like, if we're gonna do it quick, we're just gonna get something that's already created, and we're like scanning through, and she's like, I like that, like whatever it was, and we finally landed on one that I think we were okay enough about, and I think months went by, and I finally was like, I can't fucking deal with this logo anymore. I was like, horrible.
What? Oh my God, I love it so much. Are you kidding me right now?
Like, this is not iconic. This is terrible. And I was okay with it because we needed to get going. I understood that this is what it takes to execute fast. Oh my God, it went against every fucking principle I had about graphic design. But look, I'm like, okay, but that, I think it was, for me, that's such a beautiful, like, example of compromise with us.
And I came around to it, you know? I mean, I was going to do it anyways, but it really was just like,
she really liked it.
Just like, I love it now. Like, it's, you know, like, what do you mean?
No, you don't. No, you do not. The people do not love it. I
don't
care what they tell you.
Right. Yeah, she did. She had to tell me the hard truths over here with the hard truths.
Yeah.
But, look at it now. Like, it's gorgeous,
Yeah.
and she was going to outsource it. And I'm like, yeah, that's a terrible idea. You need to do it. Like,
Yeah.
and she's like, no, I'm going to, no, I just think I should not,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, whatever. And she outsourced it, and it was a terrible logo. And she had to come to that realization
Yeah.
herself. And I guess she just locked herself up in the room one day and was like, this is what I have.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, you were supposed to do this the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is a really nice
It's like a
story
example of the symbolism of how we function.
Yeah.
But I think even in that is like the respect we have. There's a maturity too of just like, okay, it's time. Like, okay, hold on. Let me just stand down for a second. Let you stand down, like whoever, not stand down, but like the give and take, the ebb and flow, and the understanding that there's an ebb and flow.
Yeah.
The only time I think that we've had friction, I think the most would be if there's a moment, it feels like one isn't like if it's your turn to ebb and my turn to flow or vice versa. And we feel like maybe we haven't figured out where that point is yet. I think that's the only time in general that we've had friction.
Yeah. And again, I think that you could have this conversation with any two business owners, and
for
so
sure.
like we are mindful of that.
Yeah.
We know that.
Oh yeah.
It feels really hard when you're going through it because this is someone that you care about
Absolutely.
deeply and you have such an investment in.
Yeah.
And so, it's a part of the process. And I think, in fact, and we've said this, that we're just really lucky too, because it's, what should be happening is happening.
Yeah.
And it's really not much more than that.
Yeah.
And we're navigating it.
Yeah.
Everything else is honestly great. And it should be, literally, it should be a lot more complicated than
it should. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
While we've talked about the partnership between the two of you, I want to hit on the partnership between, your service providers and the people that you have in this No Show Hero organization. How have you kind of worked with them, but also the people that are using your service to kind of hear what they have to say, hear their aches and troubles, and kind of help build No Show Hero so it really, it helps the masses as much as possible?
I would say that we have used I think we've used the tools in a very balanced way. So by tools, I mean our intuition, our communication, strategy, things like customer discovery. We're constantly asking our customer. And what's unique about No Show Hero is we're a two-way marketplace. So we have a client, our customer that's paying is the service provider. But without the appointment seekers and without those appointment seekers having successful appointments made and having their needs met, this marketplace won't work. And so it's a unique place to be because although the appointment seekers don't pay anything, they're equally as important. Mm-hmm. And so what that means to us is like we're constantly talking to our service providers. They know they have access to us through whether it's DMs, texts, email, phone call, whatever it might be. They know they have access and we listen to them. We have literally built our product 100% based on listening to what they're telling us. It's kind of like parenting. Like sometimes we have to make a decision that you guys didn't have a part in, but that part came from what we heard from you. With the appointment seekers, I don't know that we necessarily communicate with them as much as the service provider, but what I will say that just comes to mind is we've had appointment seekers who have DM'd us and said, hey, just FYI, I went to see this person and this happened. I'm not sure if I should give details about the one that I'm thinking of that was like the first one. And we were like, holy shit.
Yeah.
What we can do in that situation where we have to decide how to represent No Show Hero properly as a company because we're not representing ourselves. We're going, how are we going to represent No Show Hero in this? Yeah. And we will address it in a general form, like, hey, here's a post in the group. Just remember, these are the rules. This is what it took. You agreed to them. Or, hey, just a little education. Here's what you can do as an appointment seeker to protect yourself if you're going to a service provider who does business in their home or who, there's certain things that I think it's just through listening and responding appropriately from the voice of No Show Hero.
Yeah.
And, I think that's,
well, I feel like it's all just a balance. Like it's this tricky balance that nobody probably has the exact formula for. And so it is a lot of that intuition. And Anna is definitely more the, like even keeled, she's like, if somebody needs customer service, they're talking to her, right? Like they're not talking to me. That's just not my strong suit. And I don't have the personality I'm just not the best person for that. Right. And so it is interesting when you have two different audiences. I mean, we were just talking about this too with a friend of ours, who kind of has, she's building a business that's similar where she's going to be catering to two different, and it's like, you've got two different audiences. That means two different messages. That means two different, even like, protocols,
strategies.
It's so much. It's not, I write books and this is my target audience, period.
This is who's going to be reading the book.
Yeah. And it's so interesting. I don't even know that it crossed my mind until we were in it, and having to think about, okay, what is our liability? If someone goes and gets a haircut and has a bad experience, do we have liability? Do we not? What does that look like? How do we address it? I mean, it's how do you do that in a way where you're supporting all involved? And it's really probably one of the most difficult things, but
we say it on, I say it on a regular basis too. I have to remind myself we're a two-way marketplace. Like we talk about this a lot. It's probably one of the like most talked about topics is even thinking about like we're building our new web, we're building the product right now. And okay, we're building it. Are we building it to the service provider, or are we building it to the appointment seeker?
Yeah.
Also, the communication can go both ways. So we're not just like, oh, hey, I go make an appointment. Hey, I have a need. That goes to the service provider. Service provider, hey, we have open availability. So there's also an intersection from both places that maybe is unique. But anyway,
I think like the last thing I was going to say about that is I think that, the biggest thing that has helped us to get there, and navigating that balance is what Anna said from the beginning, is that, I mean, we, as much as I wanted this to launch, 3 days in, right? Like, here we go, we're ready.
Yeah.
I mean, it has taken this long to get to a place of where we are, to feel confident in the product and even bringing a better product than we ever imagined.
Yeah.
And why is that? It's because we have listened along the way. I mean, they have built this with us.
Yeah.
When we say customer discovery, I mean, we really mean that, not just like a survey here and there.
Yeah.
Like, we've had calls, we've had conversations. I mean, it's been an active,
like,
ongoing, and it will continue to be ongoing.
And we've tweaked along the way. Like, obviously it's pretty simple. It's Facebook.
Yeah.
It sounds, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes to make this thing work. But
yeah. Well, I think people think it's simple because it's on Facebook. If anything, that makes it more difficult because you're working inside of a box, right? And so you've got to figure out where those limitations are and how do you get around them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a whole process, but again, it boils down to, with the relationships we have with the service providers and with the appointment seekers, we've been listening. We're listening. We're taking what they say, and if we can apply that or fix that for them, that's what we're doing.
Yep. Can I just say I resonate with the customer service? Everybody's got their strong suit.
There's one in every group.
There's one in every group. If we ever really need something taken care of, we send my mom. She's like a chihuahua going after ankles, and she just kind of gets it done. I can't even be in the room with her because it's one where I'm just like, I can't listen to you deal with this. But I am the even keeled person where I'll sit there. I'm like, I get you're probably having a bad day too.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Let's work through it.
Yeah.
But she's like, go. We're like, get this taken care of for us. And she goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Anna is, she has the compassion, honestly, that it needs. And she's very good. No,
you have the compassion.
No, I don't.
I just have the persuasive nature up here. I have the way you do too. It's just a different way we do it. But.
Listen, I'm like, you come to me with your issue, and I'm like, I literally don't care.
Am I your therapist?
That's my answer.
Yeah.
Like, I will literally be.
People want to know what goes on behind the scenes. That is a little blip, and
and it's not them. They're totally nice, right? They're like, hey,
just
I have an issue, and I'm like, I literally don't care.
I could give two shits.
Now I might
sounds like a you problem.
I might think all of that because that also is true. That may also be true.
Yes.
But I will tell you that something that has always been true for me, and I think like even I tell people this, have your feelings. We all eat Chick-fil-A that eat meat. My first job was at Chick-fil-A and I think that they set the standard for me for training.
100%.
Like I told my kids, I wanted their first job to be there. Regardless of politics, regardless of anything else, like they are top notch when it comes to training
100%.
standards.
Yeah.
Their customer service obviously is like over the top.
Yes.
But
as we've been talking about this, it's a big thing of trust. Trust is coming through in all of this too. And building that trust with both the appointment seekers and with the service providers. How has that trust really been built across the board of, like you were talking about, the posts that are having to go in there of like, hey, let's come back to ground zero here. Here's how we kind of operate here in No Show Hero. But how have you liked to build that trust with both sides?
I want to say this first because I think it's really important. And I also know that it's a fact and really important in business is, we all know that using our network from the jump is one of the ways to start your business, right? Hello. Like if you have you met Gigi? Anybody out there who doesn't know Gigi? Honest to God, she is, her part in networking Women of the Triangle. Are we allowed to talk about other businesses on
Yes,
here? Okay.
yes.
Her part in networking Women of the Triangle, like it never ceases to amaze me how, this has been going on for, you guys have had it for like a decade almost. Mm-hmm. Actually, that's how we met, like way at the beginning when it started. And I think that Gigi's, the hell is that word?
I don't know.
Reputation. Gigi's reputation
is terrible.
From networking One of the Triangle and all of the connections that she has and has made. And she has a really like reputable presence in this business community here in Raleigh. I mean, in the Triangle, probably much further beyond.
Yeah.
But I think that in and of itself, like, was such a value to start this business with. Like, this is a social business. This is a business built on community. And we did start it on Facebook. And a lot of the, I think, business owners that she knows. I mean, one of the beautiful things that we kind of learned that maybe we knew, but like also was an assumption is our earliest adopters are in the personal care and beauty industry.
Right.
99.5 at this point, I'll say 99% because we have a few guys now, are women, business owners. Yeah. That's who was in this group. These are the women who have known Gigi through networking Women of the Triangle for so long. So I want to say that. I think that in and of itself, they understood who she was. For the people who do know who she is and who did come to the group, they understood what she stands for. We both stand for this, a similar, I think that's where we have what we have in common is what we stand for, our values, maybe how we verbalize it or express it might be a little different. Yeah. And only different because maybe she's more vocal and I'm a little quieter about it or something. But like she brought that to the group. Yeah. We both have this in common. I don't even have to think twice working in this group. Like if I'm back here doing this thing technically for weeks and I don't even have time to get into the group, I know for a fact that Gigi is representing our values perfectly. And so I think that trust, that's where the foundation came from.
It's the two of you.
Yes.
The foundation. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. And then I just think the rest is organic, you know?
Yeah.
And it just takes time, like with anything else, like it you usually get a referral for something, you get a recommendation from someone. And so you go try it out, and you feel a little better because it was recommended to you, and then you have your own experience, and then it was good. And so so the foundation, I would agree with that. I mean, she has an amazing network as well, but just, it's just different groups. But I think the rest of it's just organic. You have to show them, you have to show up in the ways that you said you were. And that's really hard to do, but we've done it. And when I say hard, I mean, it's just, again, it's managing all the things,
like keeping it on the track and those value system. But also, wouldn't you say, and now that I'm sitting here thinking, at this point, it's self-reliant,
right?
We've established who we are, what we are. We have established like this, I think, expectation for like values. I know I keep bringing that up, but I think it's important. At the foundation, and I think it drives the whole thing. But I also think it's self-reliant in that it's created its own, how do you say it? Like how do you say that one? Self-sufficiency. In the fact that, like what you were saying, is like people in the group, there is a natural trust. This is something I've learned just like watching this all unfold, is there's a natural trust and credibility that comes with the people who are our subscribers. From the people who are in search of a service. If we're tagging them, they're automatically trusting them. They're in the group. You let them be in the group. They're subscribing. You're tagging them. I trust them. I've had somebody reach out and say, the reason I picked this person is because they are the featured kind of advertiser in the group this month. I mean, the advertising, and there is a repetitive, like the kind of, the posts that they can do. So the unlimited posts that our subscribers can do, it's just advertisement. It's just like brand awareness. And so if you're posting every day, and I see you every day, and I see your name, I trust you. I may never have met you. I might not know anything about you, but it's like this self-reliant, there's a name, and it's just not coming to me. What is it when your business is like
it's the self-sustaining.
Thank you.
I want to get into y'all's minds about entrepreneurship too while we're on this, because you've got things that you have done, that you have been doing, continuing to do outside of No Show Hero, you as well. I know you're working on several projects with the incredible Vanessa that I work with, but you both have jumped into a space, not a traditional roadmap. There are ups and downs, a lot of challenges that come with entrepreneurship. What mindset has kept you grounded, but also adaptable through the unknowns of entrepreneurship?
I don't know that I'm any of those things. I mean, honestly, I don't know that I'm grounded at all. In fact, I would say that I'm not. I have in no way perfected this profession. I knew a long time ago. Well, first of all, there's nothing traditional about me. But second of all, and there's nothing wrong with people who dreamed about getting married when they were young, or, being a mom. And like, I just didn't dream about those things. I never like aspired to be a wife. I think I knew that I would probably want to have kids. But again, that in and of itself wasn't like, this is the like definition of my life. Right. I think I just always knew, as arrogant as it may sound, that like I was built a little different, and that I was going to do some really amazing things. And unfortunately, the narrative of my generation, so I'm 42, growing up, there just wasn't the conversation about being an entrepreneur. The conversation was always, you have to go to college or you're never going to make any money, or people are going to think you're stupid, or you need to go in the military. And all of those things are great paths, like some people, that is their path, good for them. I went to college mostly because I thought that was what I was supposed to do. I love to learn, but I hate school. But I got 2 degrees and an enormous amount of debt from it. So that's also cool.
Always love it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's what you want when you want to learn something.
I mean, that's definitely
spectacular.
like I definitely wanted to be 26 with $75,000.
Sure.
Yeah. Like that was amazing and how I wanted to start my adult life. But nobody ever said like, hey, you could also just start your own business. You could do, and that's nobody's fault. I just think, this is a generational thing that has
100%
morphed over time.
100%.
Because I now have had those conversations. Well, my son is only 2, but I've been having this conversation with Marley, my teen, since
who, by the way, is a very successful entrepreneur.
She is.
Yeah.
She's out there making her
money. I think she has more money than I do. In fact, I know she has more money than I do. I have like $3, so she definitely has more money than I do. But that's been the narrative for us is listen, you do not have to go to college. Yeah. You do not have to join the military. You do not have to you do not have to be a business owner, but like, I want you to know what you can literally do whatever you want. And I'm going to support that. And I'm all for like teaching your kids to like earn $1 and like make their way and things not being handed to them. I think there's a way to do that, but also I'm going to help my kid as much as I can. Yeah. And if that makes her life easier, then I'm going to do it. And I don't really care what anybody thinks. Yeah. And you can live with me for the rest of your life. I want you to be doing something. Yeah. I want you to be, growing a business or learning something new or like, but I think that just for me, it's something I always knew is what it boils down to. Yeah. And I don't think I do any of it well, to be honest. I think I'm doing it good enough. When you have a family and when you have a business, and I also, I do some contract work for a couple of companies because the bills have to get paid. Amen. Amen. Like it's a lot. Yeah. And I mean, good luck on getting to a place where you feel like you've got it, because I don't, it's literally a daily struggle. I've said this before and I stand by this. I am the most tired I've ever been. I'm probably the most stressed I've ever been, but I am like the happiest I've ever been, I've said it before too. No Show Hero is literally the brand of my dreams. It's the business of my dreams. And so I'm good with that. Yeah. And I think just expectations, my partner is awesome. He literally just handles all the things that I don't have the capacity for. But having friends, and we were talking about this on the way, that just understand like, listen, I'm not going to be that friend for you right now. Like I'm not going to check in with you every week. I'm not going to make the initiative. Like I just don't have it. Everything is in this and the extras and everything. Like it all goes to the family, it goes to my kids and my partner, and it's just the way that it is. Yeah. And you have to have people who understand that. That's why community for business owners is really important. Massive. Because you can have a best friend that can like comfort you in all the ways. But if they don't understand that, listen, I don't work at Target. I don't clock in. I don't clock out. I don't get to go home and like,
it's not a 9 to 5.
Exactly. Yeah. This is something that I am never not working in some capacity, whether it's just working my brain, So, I just want to make it clear that this is not glamorous. This is not, easy. It's definitely a choice, and it's always a struggle. Yeah. And like what you hope is that like it's going to be amazing soon, and like it's going to all come to fruition. It's the drive is there that this is going to make my life better. This is going to make my kids' lives better. This is going to be again what I dream of, which is supporting small business owners in our community. I want a better support system for them. I want to funnel them business. I want them to be successful. I know that was a lot, but that's the truth
because I so want to say like the impetus of actually this podcast is I have a dad who 55 years old. It was very much, he was raised in that generation, go to school, get your piece of paper, you then go and you work in whatever you got your degree in.
You stay there and
you
you're
stay there.
loyal and you, yes.
And he very much had 2 daughters. I'm the oldest. I went to college. I went here at State and got my degree in business. And my sister, she's an esthetician. She has opened her own business and everything. But he had 2 daughters who would have rather done anything else than sit in a classroom, would have loved to travel and learn that way, or learn from people. We sat around tables and we learned from people who were doing cool shit. And that's how we learned. And we were never those people. But he's got 2 kids who've got this entrepreneurial mindset now of like, I have a full-time job, but I contract for people and freelance. I do this. And my sister's doing this. She's now opening her 2nd location of her business in 2 years.
Yeah, that's rad.
He's got 2 kids who just are like, fuck you,
And
dude. But he's like, he's so around for it now that he's seen us. He's
that's what I was
like,
gonna say, like, where is he at
he now loves it. And he now is very much, he's been the type of person in his career where he's been in corporate for 35, but in technology and travel and things like that. But he's the guy that has also worked with his best friends for 30 years, but they look at him and say, hey, we've got this problem. We need you to hop in and fix it. And he goes and he learns it and he fixes it. And he's that person. So he's got a little bit of that in him as well. But he had 2 kids who was like, we do not want to sit in this classroom right now and learn.
Yeah, no thanks.
We're like, and we were lucky, like he helped us pay for our education, which was incredible. But it was very much we don't want to be sitting here doing this right now. It was very much that generational thing that was carried down to us as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
I've had the good fortune of having the time to sit here and like listen to you and think about what am I going to say when I answer this question. This is a really big question.
Yeah.
And it is so complex that I think it's like, sounds easy, but because I think back to, so if I just keep coming back to your question about the entrepreneurial mindset,
it's such a hard word to say, especially with a Southern tongue. It's like, I feel like I have to say it really slow. Entrepreneurial.
Phonetically.
Yeah. I'm like, I have to move my lips in a certain
and that's spelled A-W.
Yeah. Yeah. N.
Entrepreneur. The word that just like resoundingly kept yelling at me is legacy. When I think about this entrepreneurial mindset, though, for real, I've been a single mom with my oldest son, who's now 20. I think I've had this, I was born into it. I have a family of entrepreneurs. I mean, going back to grandparents, great grandparents, like it's in the bloodline. And whether I knew I would have it or not, I think that I did at a young age. So part of it for me was vision. I mean, I had that. I feel like I'm one of the lucky people that I got to know when I was young, like literally sitting up in my bedroom at 8 years old. I had 2, like the 2 bedrooms in the attic. So one was a bedroom. I got to move them around however I wanted to. But one, I was always the president of my company. My very first business, I was the president of the Marilyn Monroe fan club.
Love.
And I made a rubber stamp. So I had all the things.
Love.
And a typewriter. And I went from the manual typewriter to the automatic, the electric typewriter.
Of course you are.
I literally was, I don't know that I've ever told you that.
Start out as the secretary?
I literally never stood, I never was the secretary. And I made, you guys, we could have a whole book and podcast on this. But I went around selling paper in my neighborhood. I may have told you this story. When I was 3rd grade. Yeah. And my best friend and I, my mom had a business and she had closed, closed it. She was a teacher. So it was like in the summertime. And I came across her old letterhead, because back then we had letterhead. And I was like, let's cut the letterhead off. You know, sometimes you have the address at the bottom and like the logo and stuff at the top. I was like, let's cut those off and put price tags on them. So we walked around the neighborhood. And so I know with my best friend at the time, Julia, we were best friends all the way through childhood. And I'm like, this piece of paper is 25 cents. This piece of paper is 75 cents. This one's, whatever. She was like, Anna, they're all the same paper. I think they should be the same price. But anyway, we walked around, made $5 and felt like we were millionaires.
Yeah.
But I mean, we did it. And I had a business making potpourri satchels. Like, listen, I was doing it from a young age. So I think that's part of my mindset. But I think that when I had my son, even if this was stuff that was in me that wasn't recognized as a particular thing, I'm like, I have a responsibility. Yeah. And, I think most parents probably feel this way. I think there's a uniqueness when you're a parent that's raising a kid that doesn't have another parent. Yeah. To go, like, obviously as a parent, we're like, every move we make is a reflection that, like, they're seeing, we're their model, right? And I'm also, like, not a traditional, I've had an unconventional path. I didn't go to school until I had Solomon, my oldest. But I thought that was the only way I could provide for us. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was something for me when I did go to school. That's the reason I did it. Yeah. And it did set me on the path of where I am now. I would never have gone back to school. I do feel proud of that for that reason, the journey, 100%. Not the debt. And I do feel like that journey in and of itself was what I had to go through to get through that, because I had to push through, I never felt smart enough to go to college. Yeah. And that model of living and working, and I don't understand working for a grade. I never have. I understand working for $1. Yeah. And not because I'm like, oh, working for $1. It's just, why am I going to work for a grade? Yeah. What's that going to buy me in life? So anyway, the mindset, when I say legacy, and it's been a journey to get there, but when I hit kind of midlife, this place in even, working to be this for my kids, working to be the example for my kids. I do want them to know and understand the value of education, but I also want them to know and understand that there is something outside of that. Yeah. And I think that once I hit a certain age, a lot of shit didn't matter to me anymore. But what did come through, and this is really when I started this journey, and when No Show Hero popped up and some of the couple of other ventures have popped up, I just was like, I can't go back and do that anymore. Like the corporate thing. Yeah. Every time I worked for a company, I was passed up for, no matter how hard I worked, I was always passed up for promotions. I was ignored. I was dismissed. I was literally like, you actually act like you didn't get my application when I've been working for you for 4 years and a permanent role comes up. I always got I felt like this undertone of just like, you don't really understand what brilliance is sitting here. Yeah. And not to be like, I'm so smart, but I really am. I mean, we all are, right?
You're very good at what you do.
So I just was like, I'm at a point where I can't go back to that. If I know I bring the world to this table in this job, and you're giving me a portion of that pie, and you're also not opening the opportunities for me to grow as an entrepreneur or as a professional, or as my mindset became, what's my legacy? Yeah. And I think that happens for us as women also. And you kind of hit this point in your 40s, and it's a real true place. And it's a threshold that you walk over where you're not trying to prove it yourself anymore. You don't even care about it anymore. Yeah. But what you care about, and I do think that COVID brought this to us too, but it brought a new set of values of, I can work from home now. I can take care of a lot of other things. I can become more of who I am in the moments. I don't have to work right now because there's not a lot of work to do. There's a whole lot that I think I have a mantra, and it's basically it's not a mantra. It's a list of words, but it's the list of words I think I've always lived by, but I have ignored, and they are my legacy. And it's imagination, creativity, and curiosity always. And so I want my kids to live by that. I want us, I think when we're building No Show Hero, and I know that I've said this a couple times, to me, whether it's No Show Hero or the other things that we're working on, I feel so proud of this company. Yeah. And everything that we're creating, that we're allowed to express and be from ourselves for ourselves.
Yep.
But what in doing that, what we're bringing to the community, what we're bringing to women, what we're bringing to our children, because I'm not just doing it for me.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for my kids. I'm doing it for women, and I'm doing it for the community. And I keep saying women, it's not just women. It just happens to be that a lot of what I value is helping empower women. I have journals, no kidding, from those same times when I was in the 3rd grade, literally, that say bringing positivity to women in media and advertising. And I mean, it's something it's been a long time passion. So boiling all of those words down, the one word that I could boil it down to is legacy, because I think it taps into legacy personally.
Yeah.
It taps into legacy from our standpoint as an individual, a community, and a family member, and globally.
Yeah.
Because we will be global.
Yes.
It's coming.
Yes. I always love to ask entrepreneurs too, of what your business was when you were a kid. So you had selling paper.
Well, I did have selling paper, potpourri satchels.
I think it's fantastic.
Remember, I didn't even make the paper.
I destined for Dunder Mifflin.
You are.
I did also have a newsletter. So I just didn't want that to go unnoticed.
I made jewelry. We had a lemonade stand.
Yes.
We had the typical lemonade stand that was very strategic. We set it up in a very particular spot, and it was right by this pathway that covered between 2 golf course holes. And it was the most traveled golf course holes on the course, because it was right between where people would say, okay, we've done the front, here's the back. But then you'd have the people continuing. And then it also helped that my grandfather was golfing almost every single day. So he'd tell everybody that his grandchildren were there. But I'd make jewelry. I would make all sorts of stuff. I loved it. I knit scarves.
So dumb. Mine was so dumb. It was the dumbest thing.
Stop saying that.
It was.
I was just setting paper up and sold it.
I mean, that is
letterhead off paper. And
that's a little dumb. That's a little dumb. I'm not gonna lie. But when I was I don't think that I've ever really thought about this. But my best friend growing up in the neighborhood, her name was Amber, and we had a babysitters club. And we had to pay dues. You had to pay dues to be in my babysitter's club, right? What that was, I don't know. We just read the books. We didn't literally babysit for anyone.
You made cash though.
And here's the kicker. There was literally nobody but me and her. So we were paying just ourselves our own. I mean, it was I don't.
Good.
Yeah.
Were you always the president?
I had a name tag. I honestly don't remember how Amber and I divvied this.
Probably didn't even care.
I was gonna say I knew I could care less.
Yeah,
I could care less, but I do remember I was in charge of the money, and so there was that epiphany of why did I just give myself $5?
Yeah, she made that $5 though.
To myself.
Yeah,
it was
Cha-ching.
wild.
Yes.
Makes Anna's wow.
Wait a second.
I'm connecting the dots now.
At a babysitter's club for no babysitting.
I love it.
And paid myself my own dues.
I love it.
I'm so glad you said that though, because I feel like we've talked about this, and I don't know that I feel like I told you the paper story, but I think you were I don't know if I.
You have. I don't remember if I've told, because I literally I had to think about it when you asked.
Yeah.
I'm what was mine? What
I'm going to tell you,
and that's what it was.
I've heard a lot of oh, I made this or I sold this. The paper's the first one that I've ever heard. That's
Insane.
A new one for me.
Just another level. I mean, talk about innovator.
I mean, that's pre Dunder Mifflin right there. That is like you said, The Office.
Yeah,
I did. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
We're not friends anymore.
Okay.
Listen, you've heard
You
of
gotta
new
move
paper.
Pack your shit up.
You've heard of new paper, but have you heard of used cut up paper? This is the new way. So innovation.
I would have loved if you said you had the the scissors that had the patterns on them too.
Yes.
If you cut it with that.
Oh my God, that would have been. We didn't
Next
know
level.
that's
Premium.
back then.
That's
you
premium.
do know,
Those, what is it, scrapbooking scissors?
Yeah, scrapbooking.
Oh my God, that
didn't
would have
exist
been
then.
even funnier.
Can you imagine those lines though? That craftsmanship.
Oh
I would
my
love to. The thing is
I want to
Did
see
you
like
tear
something.
it or did you cut
we
it?
literally cut it, but then the thing I always thought was so funny is I'm like 25 cents on this one. And they're the same.
That when you said that, I was like, I was with your friend though. I was like, they're the same pieces of
But these are the same. But no, they're not.
But they're not. They're cut differently.
They're cut differently.
Yeah.
This is a different cut.
Yeah.
I want to just end with looking ahead. When we're recording this in the next month, you guys are launching. Gigi just took a very deep breath. Deep breath. You're launching an app.
Yes.
You've been building this. It's been ruminating in the mind for quite some time.
Yeah. I gotta stop telling people it's coming. I've been doing that since last year. Like,
And I
literally
think this
months
is just
later.
a difference. This is a good example of our personalities. Like,
It's
guys,
coming.
It's the countdown.
Countdown.
Like, it's not the
Now
countdown.
listen, here's the reality. There is an app. I mean, there is an app.
Yeah,
There's a native app. There's differences that I've learned, right? There's a native app, which is different from a web app, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is not a lie. I want to be clear about that.
Yeah.
There's been an app the whole time.
Also, there's been an urgency the whole time.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's been an
desire.
urgency.
No.
But you know, it turns out that this is a little bit more difficult than I was aware of. And so had Anna had her way, she'd be like, stop fucking telling people that you can't say that again.
Yeah,
Like, stop. So no, there is an app, but what has happened is that Anna found a better product, really. I mean, is what it boils down to. So the app definitely is there and exists. And
we just had to pivot. I mean,
Yeah.
we had a few things that came up that were out of our control. Some are in our control, some are out of our control.
Yeah.
And we really had to pivot and find that solution, and we did.
And it's
We're
better.
more-
I mean, that's
way better.
what people don't know. So you're hearing it here first, folks. Like, she's been able to like shut me up for so long. But no, like that's that we haven't really revealed it blatantly, I guess. I mean, we've said a few things, but is that, you know, what we're bringing now is even better than what we had imagined.
Yeah.
And it's going to be much more seamless for everyone, really.
Yeah.
For everyone.
Especially our service providers.
Yeah,
which
especially
that
the
is
service
truly where, like, we're taking out of their hands what we had was a much more manual process, which is what Facebook is too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our solution is set and forget.
It's going to blow everybody's tits off. Yeah.
Love.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
We love getting to blow people's
Better-
tits off.
Yes. Brace yourselves.
Brace yourselves.
Welcome to
What
the
was your question?
looking ahead. That was the question. Looking ahead.
Looking ahead.
Yeah,
No, it was looking ahead. You're gearing up for
We'll be gearing up for launch in December.
And-
Listen, if it is January 1st, so be it. But you know, the difference is this now that we are 100% building. I'm like building this in-house.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that is the other big piece is that this is, well, it was in-house before, but it was with the help of, you know, some engineers, who are amazing. But it just wasn't happening as quickly as we needed. And, you know, listen, it's an expensive thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we were willing to go the distance on that. But it is better because now we have all of the control on that.
Yeah.
And I have to take the moment to say and recognize that this was like 1,000% Anna. I'm not a tech person. I just figured out how to use Instagram like 3 days ago. No, I'm just kidding. But like I suck at social media. I don't suck at social media. I don't.
You're
no.
the reason we're doing social
But
media.
I am not an early adopter. So while people had Instagram, 15 years ago when it came out, like I just rolled around a few years ago. You know what I mean? Like I just am like, nah, that's okay. I'm not learning that, you know, like I'd rather not.
Yeah.
But she is brilliant. It's really what it comes down to. And she has figured out shit that I'm just like,
Thank God you did it. Yeah.
You know, like how? Like,
Yeah.
what? You know, I'm like blown away, and I'm constantly like, I don't know what you just said. I don't know
Yeah.
what that means, but like, it
And
sounds
pulling
really
up the
rad. And I
the
you
tech
know,
dictionary comes out.
yeah. I mean, she's just really like, you can't, you know, she is the epitome of someone saying like, no, you can't do that, or there's
Yeah.
not a way to do that. And she's like, I'll hold my
Like,
fucking beer, you
yes.
know, like,
Yes, it is.
yeah, she's
no
like,
is not the answer for me.
I love
Yeah.
when people tell me I can't
There
do
is no no.
something.
Yeah.
I was like, I am hold my beer, and I
Yeah.
will show you that I can do something.
We're
Yes.
gonna figure it out.
And she's figured out, I mean, literally just this week, some things that I'm like, I mean, they're literally game changing. I mean,
Yeah.
they are
Mhm.
game changing, and people have said, you can't do this,
Yeah.
you know, or this is going to be really hard, you know,
Yeah.
like it's this like, you know, absurd thing to you know, this huge feat that's
Yeah.
you know, almost impossible.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
anyways, I just want to give like the credit
Love
to
it.
her, because she is literally, I say it all the time, she's in the lab, you know, like
Yeah.
she's literally like in her, you know, in her office
Yeah.
space, like constantly just like doing shit. And I'm like, so I did a post on Facebook, you know, like this is my contribution.
You're out here nurturing everything about what's
Yeah.
gonna work.
Yeah. No, but she's
Brilliant.
brilliant. Like, she's just got that mind. She understands the logic of it. And like where we are now is because of her. This product is because of her. Like, so it's I am so excited.
Like so excited. I think we had a moment when we pivoted, and like this pivot happened, that we are able to sit here and go, yeah, there is a looking ahead right now. Like there literally is a light at the end of the tunnel. This web app is coming. It's going to be pretty awesome. And we're just going to make it better as we go.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. You guys, they ended it too by saying nice things to each other. That was the most beautiful way to end it right
Sometimes.
there.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
No, yeah.
Sometimes. Ladies, I can't thank you enough for sitting here with me today and sharing more about No Show Hero, your journeys. I so appreciate it. You guys, if you're in the Triangle area, if you're a business owner, please go give them a follow. Join this awesome community that they've got going. Stay tuned for all the things they have coming as well with this app. But ladies, just thank you for being here with me today.
Thank you.
so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
This has been really cool.
We laughed. We started the day with laughter, and I love this.
Yeah, let's come on over.
We'll post
much
the
how we've gotten through the last-
Be Real.
If I come
later.
over, will you have a martini in hand?
Oh my God, yes.
Okay.
Yes, we will.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. You guys, thank you so much for coming by and listening. And as always, I will see you guys back here next time. Bye, y'all.